Special guest Jerry Hairston Jr. joins the show to talk all things Dodger baseball. That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers win!
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball.
Grand slam!
It's a double for Freddie.
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. This is the most anticipated season in Dodgers history.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. Everything you need to know about your boys in blue in less than an hour. My name is Doug McCain, credential member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Now, if you haven't yet, do us a huge favor and subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Just past 95,000 subscribers, so you know what that means. We're giving away a brand new, authentic road gray Mr. 40-40. Going to be 45-45 and 50-50 at some point this season. Authentic Shohei Ohtani gray jersey. All you have to do to be eligible is comment "Go Tani" down below and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. But let's get right to it. Joining us today is Mr. Jerry Hairston Jr. You know him, you love him, the People's Dodgers analyst. You love when he gets fired up, always giving you that A1 analyst on Sportsnet LA. Jerry, thank you so much for joining us here on Dodgers Dugout, my man.
D-Mac, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. We're happy to have you on. I think this is a perfect episode to have you on because we saw history on Friday. Shohei Ohtani becomes the first 40-40 player in Dodgers history, just the sixth in all time, the fastest player to reach that milestone. And we know you're a big Michael Jordan guy, the biggest Michael Jordan guy that I know. Is he turning into the Michael Jordan of baseball? And just what are your thoughts on that accomplishment?
Well, first of all, he's certainly the Michael Jordan of Japan. You know, I know that guys that have visited Japan, players and just regular people that go over to Japan, and he's on every billboard, and he's obviously a sensation there in Japan. And he's now becoming, since he's put on that Dodger uniform, a global icon. And you know what's amazing is you would think, and some other people would think, that maybe we put on that Dodger blue a little bit, he may not have the year that was expected of him, because sometimes you put on that Dodger blue, you know, there's a lot of expectations. Guys put so much pressure on himself. And you go back the first 5 games, you know, at Dodger Stadium, he didn't really perform at his level. And then once that week passed, he hit that home run off the Giants. Everybody had a sigh of relief. He had a sigh of relief, and he has taken off ever since. He has been incredible, better than advertised. He hits the ball so hard. Now, we knew that. He was a great offensive player, but I think he's hitting the ball harder than I even expected him. Obviously, the 40 home runs, the 40 stolen bases, and you kind of touched on it earlier. He's legit has a chance to go 45. I can't believe I'm going to say this. He has a realistic chance to go 50-50. No player has ever done that before, and to say he's the Michael Jordan of baseball, that's a little bit too much. I think the fans will agree. I think when he gets rings, plural rings, then he can start having those conversations, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordan. I think he would agree to that. Championships are very important. But I tell you what, in his first season, he's off to an incredible start with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. The Jordan label is a little premature. I will say, though, Jerry, that Jordan, he won his first championship in his 7th season. Ohtani in his 7th season. And Jordan's first ring at 28, Shohei at 29. There are some parallels there. And, of course, I want to say, too, Aaron Judge also exists, too. And Aaron Judge, he takes a backseat to no one with the stick. But as far as this individual accomplishment, and just look, this is a rare feat. I mean, the most stolen bases he had in the season before this year was 26. He obliterated that. He could have 45. He could have 50. But I would ask you, for someone who's been on a team with a lot of big-time stars, you won the World Series in 2009 with that core 4 Yankees team, really their last dance kind of in a way. What does an individual accomplishment like Ohtani's do for the entire clubhouse? How does it energize the whole group? And how much do you think that this team wanted this for Shohei?
Well, I mean, obviously they want it because it's his teammate. And I think everybody has kind of said this now. He's more welcoming. He's kind of a guy that is a jokester in the clubhouse, loves to have fun. He's a big kid and loves to play. And, you know, I've been in the clubhouse a little bit. You know, that's the player's domain. I go to Alex. He's the clubhouse guy. I stay in his room. I never go into the clubhouse because that's for the current players. But just being around them, around the batting cage, around BP a little bit, you can see how much he just loves the game of baseball. He's always has a smile on his face. And a couple guys say, listen, if you had that type of talent, wouldn't you be smiling like that? And he kind of reminds me of Ken Griffey Jr. I got a chance to play with Griffey. The year they hit his 600th career home run, Junior was like that. Junior was always joking around, great teammate, loved being around the guys, loved playing baseball, was always smiling. And if you had a swing like Ken Griffey Jr., you play like Ken Griffey Jr., you'd be smiling too. So I think Shohei has that type of personality. And he's been a joy to be around with. So the players obviously are happy for him. As a player that is his teammate, I'm sure they say, you know what, you want that guy to accomplish what he's been accomplishing because it makes us a better ball club. And it makes the guys around him better. Because I don't care who you are, if you're a pitcher, if you have stars like Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, that makes the other guys get better pitches to hit. Because a pitcher can't focus on 9 guys in a lineup. So he makes his teammates better.
Yeah, and I asked Mookie a couple months ago for his Mount Rushmore. He already had Ohtani on his Mount Rushmore. If you hear players leaving the clubhouse, some call him Show, a lot of them will just call him GOAT. So I think it's really refreshing to see them just completely embrace Shohei Ohtani. They know how special this era is. And this team really, after having some ups and downs, dealing with some injuries, they've gone on a run. They've won 12 of their last 16 games, 8 of their last 9 games at Dodgers Stadium. You look at their lead, all of a sudden, they have the best record in baseball. And you were on that 09 Yankees team, won 103 games, finished 8 games up on the Red Sox in that division. Wanted to ask you just kind of how you feel about the final stretch of this season. 32 games left. How much does a division race, a race to finish with the best record in baseball, playing meaningful baseball, impact you in the postseason? Because we've seen years past, they're coasting at this point. Do you think that will actually help them this time around?
I think it will help them this time around. Obviously, you always want to make sure you're ready to go. Ask any player you prefer the bye to win your division. That way you can kind of line up your rotation for the playoffs. But I think this season is different for a couple things. Obviously Mookie Betts just got back a few weeks ago. We just got Max Muncy back. We traded for Tommy Edman, who I think is going to be a key cog to this lineup. He can play both center field and shortstop. You can hit him anywhere in the lineup, and hitting him 8th or 9th provides that speed element as well, back to ball skills. I think it's a perfect complement to guys like Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Mookie Betts. So I think this lineup, when healthy, is as good a lineup there is in all of baseball. And I think sometimes when you get to the end, 162 games, guys are beat up a little bit. I think Mookie Betts should be fresh. Max Muncy certainly should be fresh as well. Tommy Edman just started playing his season, so he's going to be fresh. So I think that, a combination of guys being fresh, we'll be able to hopefully set up our rotation. And I think, the guys that have been here the last couple of years, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, they have a bad taste in their mouths. They didn't really finish the season, the last couple of postseasons, the way they have liked, obviously. So I think they're going to have a little chip on their shoulder. And you mentioned Shohei Ohtani. To be in that conversation with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, he knows that he's got to win. So adding that chip on his shoulder to say, you know what, we got to make sure that we go out there and put our best foot forward. We are ready to roll. And I think having meaningful games down the stretch is only going to benefit this team.
Get me fired up here. I love hearing all that stuff. I think you bring up some fantastic points. One that you are going to get. Yes, you don't want anyone guys to get injured during the season, but Mookie did get a nice mental break after taking on that shortstop position, just the mental toughness to do that, this unselfishness to take that on. And then Max Muncy, and then you mentioned Tommy Edman and Kevin Kiermaier. What have you seen from these new Dodgers? And I want to ask you, how much will defense play a role in a late postseason game? Because I've been extremely impressed with Kevin Kiermaier. Even say on the show that he's probably the best defensive player I've seen put on a Dodgers uniform in a long, long time. And then Tommy Edman as well. He's incredible with the glove. And those are two guys that are starting to hit too. Kevin Kiermaier's been better at the plate with the Dodgers.
You know what? I think they're going to be a perfect complement. I was just in New York. We just celebrated our 2009 World Series 15th year anniversary. And, we were talking a little bit about that team. We were talking about, the 98 team where they had, guys like David Cohn, Scott Brocious. And I've been watching baseball since early 80s. The best team that I ever saw on a baseball field was, I believe, was the 1998 Yankees. Now, they had some stars on that team, but they had perfect complement to go with those stars. Obviously had a great bullpen, a great rotation. And go fast forward to the 09 team, we're all kind of talking. We had superstars, but we had the perfect complements to the superstars. I think that's what you need in baseball. Sure, you can have great stars, but you need guys that know how to play their position and play their role. Now I'm looking at this Dodger team. Yes, the stars, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani. Those guys are superstars, okay? But you add guys that know how to play their position, know how to play their role. Guy like a Tommy Edman. Kiermaier, obviously he's hit better now that he's put on his Dodger blue, but his best quality, he catches everything in center field. He's actually a weapon. Either you start him in center field or you bring him off the bench, maybe in the late innings, to be that solid guy in center field. Tommy can play all over the field. Kike Hernandez is an absolute weapon. You know, whether you start him or you bring him off the bench, he can hit really anybody, especially in the postseason, because he levels up. So you have a complement of guys, along with a guy like Gavin Lux, who's growing right before our eyes. I believe Will Smith is going to have a monster 6-8, hopefully 8 weeks to 2.5 months to finish out the season. Max Muncy in there. So I think you have the perfect complement of guys. But also, I got to stress, too, we got to have a healthy starting rotation, man. We got to get Glasnow back. We got to make sure Yamamoto, who I hear he's, trending in a great direction. We have our starting staff with the plethora of guys that are not only in the lineup but also on the bench of complimented guys. We're going to be one tough team to beat, man.
Yeah, I think those are the big questions remaining. Do you get Glasnow back with how many starts? Maybe a couple. Yamamoto mid-September, maybe a couple. Jack Flaherty, he said after the game, he told us he was just in a little bit of a funk, but he's still been productive. I still think the best version of Jack Flaherty is still to come for the Dodgers. So right there you had 3. And then the fourth start in the postseason, Gavin Stone has looked incredible of late. I mean, last 2 starts, 17 strikeouts, just put together back-to-back really good starts, even 3 after being that little rough patch after that complete game shutout with the White Sox. Is he a lock to get that number 4 spot for you? Do you think that it could possibly be Clayton Kershaw? Because he's looked really, really effective since returning as well.
Well, I think there's really no locks right now. Because obviously there's a long way to go. We got to make sure guys are healthy. You mentioned Glasnow and Yamamoto. We got to make sure those guys are healthy. If they're healthy, obviously they're locks. Gavin Stone, listen, I don't mind players, especially young players, going through a little bit of a rough patch, because what it does, it forces you to get better. You say, what, I can't rely on 1 or 2 pitches. I got to make sure my 3rd and 4th pitches, or making sure I'm hitting the strikes the way I want to hit it. Right? I want to be able to command the strike zone, whether it's down, whether it's up, in or out. I think it's forced Gavin Stone to really kind of refine his skills. In the last couple of starts, he has been outstanding. So, listen, Dave Roberts has done a tremendous job. In my opinion, he is the NL Manager of the Year with all the injuries. I mean, we got hit hard with the injuries. He's done a tremendous job not only keeping this team afloat, we have the best record in the National League. So his staff has done a tremendous job as well. So they're going to make sure they have guys healthy. They're going to make sure they're going to put the best guys out there that are really trending upward and give us the best chance to win, obviously, in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And I think Gavin Stone, just watching him pitch, I'm excited to see what he could do in the postseason, because it feels like he's got that slow heartbeat. He's got that pit bull type mentality out there on the mound, kind of that Oral Hershiser kind of 2.0 thing that people have been talking about. So excited about the season he's had. Now, Clayton Kershaw really well, and he has a 3,000 strikeout milestone he still can reach. I know he wants to win another World Series before he hangs up his cleats. What are you seeing from him so far, and what do you think is the best way to utilize him down the stretch into the postseason?
I think, listen, I know Clayton. He was a teammate of mine, played against him. I faced him when he was arguably the best pitcher of any generation. Obviously, had incredible stuff. If I may speak for Clayton Kershaw for just a second, the only thing that matters to him right now is winning World Series. He wants to have that parade. Sure, would he want to be the starter in Game 3, Game 4? Absolutely. He is a tremendous competitor. But he wants to be on a winning team. We saw him pitch, 4, 5, 6 years ago out of the bullpen. He closed out series. So whatever role you put him in, whether it's starting, whether it's maybe coming out of the bullpen, all he cares about is winning a championship in LA and having the parade. Okay, we talk about rings, plural. Mookie Betts talked about when he signed that extension with the Dodgers. He talked about rings, plural. Guess what Clayton Kershaw wants? Rings. He's got one. Now he wants another ring and be able to have that parade down in LA. That's all he cares about. I'm telling you, the accolades, he's accomplished everything. He's MVP, multiple Cy Young Award winner. He's done everything in this game. He wants to have a parade in LA. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on, that he just wants to experience that. He had the World Series in 2020. He had his ups and downs before that. I think that it's a very complicated postseason history that I don't think people know the full story as far as what led to some of those starts that didn't go his way. But at the end of the day, he's one of the greatest to ever do it, and he just wants to help this team any way he can. But I think that you mentioned Mookie and Muncy and some of these guys that miss significant time. Edman starting a season now, they're going to have a lot of gas in the tank. Kersh also falls in that category too. And we saw how well he pitched in 2020. I mean, all this guy knows how to do is he's a winner, man. You just know if he's going to be healthy, he's got the feel for that slider. He's going to go out there and he's going to help this team. Now, we were talking to Dave a couple days ago, talking about the optimal lineup for the Dodgers. And Dave was saying that he still believes that the best version of Will Smith, he thinks, should be the Dodgers cleanup hitter, batting fourth right there. What do you think about this Dodgers lineup configuration right now? You're still on board with Shohei batting leadoff, Mookie at second, Freddie at third. But as far as the cleanup spot, do you like Smith there? Do you like Teo there? Because then maybe Muncy. I think it's incredible that this team has Max Muncy, a 36 home run guy, batting seventh. Just shows you how long and how deep they are. But just kind of, what are your thoughts on the lineup right now?
Well, I think anytime you have a lineup with, you mentioned those three superstars, you need guys, obviously, to complement those superstars. You know, we talk about guys being unselfish. Mookie Betts probably is the most unselfish superstar in any sport. You know, we asked him to play shortstop really at the last minutes in spring training. No problem. Then we asked him, hey, you know what, mid-season, you know, you've been hurt. Ohtani's doing well at leadoff. We know you're comfortable at leadoff. How about you hit second? Okay, I'll do that. Oh, you know what, Mookie? We know we had you playing shortstop, and you focus all your energy at short. Can you please go back to right field because it benefits our team? Mookie says, no problem. That in itself speaks volumes on what kind of person Mookie Betts is. We talked about Clayton Kershaw earlier. All he cares about winning. Mookie Betts, that's all he cares about. So if Mookie Betts is willing to jump around positions, jump around spots in the order, everybody on that team understands, you know what, whether I hit fourth, fifth, seventh, or ninth, it doesn't matter, man. It's all about making sure we put ourselves in position to win the World Series. That's all we cared about. And that's something that I mentioned earlier, being around those guys in 2009 with the Yankees, whether it's A-Rod, whether it's Jeter, Posada, Mariano, they didn't care about who got the praise. They only cared about winning. That was 1 through 25, and those 26 guys now on the roster. That's all we cared about, whether you're a superstar or the last guy on the roster. So I know those guys in the clubhouse, doesn't matter where they hit, man. Whether it's Gavin Lux hitting fourth one night, Teoscar hitting fourth, or Will Smith. Nobody cares, man. All we care about as Dodger players, as Dodger fans, Dodgers in the front office, is hoisting that trophy at the end of the day. Because I'm telling you this, we have a tremendous opportunity this year. There's no super team out there in Major League Baseball this year. There really is. You know, it's pretty good teams out there, but there's no super team that's going to run off 120 wins, okay? This is a golden opportunity, and I'm hoping this Dodger team takes advantage of it, because I want this Dodger team to experience what I got a chance to experience just this past weekend, the great memories. You want to be a part of a team till 15 years from now, 25 years from now, you'll be sitting at Dodger Stadium, hoisting that trophy 2024 that year, and everybody seeing each other. Fans want to see it. I know the players want to see it as well.
That's great stuff. I mean, yeah, Mookie Betts, just as selfless as you can be for a superstar. And I think it kind of helps that they're just a lot of made men, right? He's won a World Series, won multiple World Series. He's won an MVP. And I think it was cool to hear what Mookie said after the game when he says, it's fun to watch every swing for Shohei and watch him on deck and being able to experience that. I was yelling at my TV yesterday saying, hey, let Shohei steal a base before you hit that go-ahead 2-run bomb, Mookie. I mean, come on, you got to know what we're playing for here. But yeah, I think you bring up your time with the Yankees and what you see with this team with the Dodgers. The parallels there are when you're all in on winning and you have that attitude, it helps everything. Now, a couple more before I get you out of here. Jason Hayward, tough decision for this team last week. One of the most respected players in that locker room, best friends with Freddie Freeman. Do you think this is something that could shake a clubhouse potentially, but then this is the type of clubhouse that can handle something like that?
Well, listen, there's tremendous leaders in that clubhouse, already. Jason Hayward, there's no one that's probably more respected in the game of baseball than Shohei. I had never heard one person, all the years he's played, whether it's Atlanta, Chicago, St. Louis, Dodgers, hadn't said one bad thing about him. Guy that's genuine, the guy that cares about his teammates, cares about your family. Obviously it hurts. I know it hurts a lot of the guys in the locker room, and I'm sure it hurts the front office as well. This is the game of baseball. This is a profession. This is the business. And sometimes the business end hurts. I wish nothing but the best for Jason Hayward. I heard he got picked up by another team. I'm sure he has already. But no matter what happens to Jason Hayward, he's going to be successful. I'd be shocked if he's not a GM one day, a manager in the dugout one day. Whatever he wants to do in the game of baseball, become a broadcaster. Whatever he wants to do, he is going to thrive at it because he's one of the game's, not just the Dodgers, one of the game's best leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just baseball's a business. Tough decision. Once Mookie Betts went back to right field full time, the writing was on the wall there, and just unfortunate. And hey, he's going to get his ring. I'm telling you, it's going to be okay. Now, before we let you go, big basketball guy, we got our superstar social media guy, Noel, here, and he is the biggest LeBron is the GOAT guy. He thinks that the 90s, he always tells me to stop talking about 90s basketball. He says, all you talk about is, what do you say?
We done with the 90s.
He says we done with the 90s, right? Can you please talk sense into this guy about why Jordan is the GOAT? Also, too, I would like to get your top 5 NBA players of all time, if you could, Jerry Harrison Jr.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say this. LeBron is an incredible player. There is no doubt about it. LeBron is one of the greatest players that this game has seen, one of the best athletes as well. He's not even Kobe. The thing about with me is I had the pleasure of watching, obviously, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Started watching basketball in the early 80s. Obviously, what they went through, what Michael Jordan went through, on through Kobe, and then in today's game. I don't want to knock today's players, and it's really not their fault. But the game is so less physical now. Like, these guys can travel. They can carry the basketball. They can palm the basketball. They can take 4 or 5 shots to shoot. And then when you do shoot, you're not allowed to be in their landing area, in their space, or they're going to get called a flagrant foul. The rules are soft. I'm not saying the players are soft. The rules are soft today, and it makes scoring so much easier. And now go ahead and launch a 3. Doesn't matter how many 3s you launch. Who cares? So the rules are catered to score. That being said, with my eyes, the best 2 basketball players I've ever seen, offense, defense, it's Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And it's not even close. I'm not knocking Magic Johnson. I'm not knocking Larry Bird. Will Chamberlain, I never got a chance to see him play, or Bill Russell. I'm just talking about the best basketball players I've ever seen. I hang out, I'm here in Scottsdale, I hang out with a lot of former NBA players. They're here at Lifetime playing basketball all the time. Okay, they talk, I hear them talk. I live in LA. I'm around a lot of ex-basketball players. All of them say, maybe 1 or 2 say LeBron, but 40, 50 of them say, bro, it's MJ, and then it's Kobe, and it's not close. And I'm going to say another thing. I have never seen a superstar player that was a wing player, was a point guard, shooting guard, or a forward, airball free throws. LeBron has airball free throws countless times. You can't do that and then say you're a GOAT. Michael Jordan used to close his eyes and nail free throws. Why? Because he had so much skill, okay? So when we talk about skill, guys are able to get away with anything. If you tell me I could take 4 steps before I shoot and I could palm a basketball and do this and then make a move, oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Guys weren't allowed to do that back then, because as soon as you do that, you were called for traveling, okay? So don't get it twisted. Guys in the 80s and 90s and 2000s were highly skilled. They just had to abide by the rules. Now they let you get away with everything. And don't get me started on the moving screens nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Guys today need a screen to free themselves up. Michael Jordan didn't need a screen. Kobe Bryant didn't need a screen. but there's a couple superstars that need the pick and roll to free themselves so they can get a weaker defender on them. So it's MJ and Kobe to me. And in the third, 3, 4, and 5, I'll let you guys decide.
Preach, Jerry Harrison.
I know what
Yeah,
I saw.
eye test, baby.
And it's Kobe.
Do you have a MJ story that's your favorite as far as interactions with him?
Yes. The first time I met MJ, I was 14 or 15 years old. And my dad used to play golf with him a little bit. He had just won the first title in 1991. So my dad goes to a celebrity golf event. And then, my dad beat him the year prior. They had a celebrity long drive competition. What they do, they take, I think it was the first hole or hole number 10. It was a par 5, and guys would tee off. And that's how they would do the long drive contest, right? So for everybody to see. Well, my dad beat him the year before in 1990. So in 1991, MJ, all he could think about was beating my dad in that long drive contest. That's all I could think about. So he sees me wearing my Air Jordans, my other brother Scott wearing Jordans, my brother Justin wearing David Robinson's. Remember the pump David Robinson?
Yeah.
He got all over my brother Justin for wearing the Robinsons, but he said, hey, at least it's Nike. He comes over and goes, wait a minute, you guys are Jerry's kids, right? We go, yeah, we're Jerry's kids. He goes, all right, make sure you hug your daddy and love your daddy because I'm going to kick your dad's ass right now.
That's amazing.
So he brings us over to his Rolls Royce golf cart, and he made us drive around in his golf cart because he took my dad's kids, which is us, and we had to go around with Michael Jordan for a couple of holes just to get in my dad's grill. So that's one of a few stories I have with MJ.
That is priceless. Yeah, I saw there was a kid who had posted a picture with Jordan. It was after a game, and he's barefoot, and everyone is wondering why he was barefoot. It's because Michael Jordan made him take off his Reeboks before he would take a picture with him. So that definitely tracks. But Jerry, you can analyze basketball, baseball. You can do it all, my man. That is World Series champion, Mr. Jerry Harrison Jr. We appreciate you joining us here on the show. The People's Analyst. You can follow him on Instagram, on the X. Go check him out on Sports LA. Jerry, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and thanks for joining us here on Dodgers Dugout Live, my man.
Anytime, D-back.
You got it, man. Talk to you soon. But that is Jerry Harrison Jr. Man, that was some cool stuff. Hear him talk about MJ, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Noel. I kind of had to, though. I kind of had to set you up for that. But after you heard him and the wisdom, him preaching a little bit, what are your thoughts on what he had to say?
I mean, I respect his take.
The air ball was kind of a shot. The air ball LeBron's got, that made me laugh.
Let's just say I'm the biggest Kobe fan, but he airballed some clutch threes early this. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the same.
I'm going to host this whole show with my eyes closed like MJ.
No, Jerry had some really good takes. And I think the biggest key point that I took away that I agree with is that the players today aren't soft. The rules are very soft.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Me and you will watch every second of a basketball game, but it does start to burn out.
I mean,
the spacing, and does start to burn out when every single little call is getting called by the ref. There's free throws every 5 seconds. You see superstars scoring 50-point games, but they have like 30 free throws. So I agree with his take on that. But I mean, I grew up Kobe, Bron. Those are my two goats.
Yeah, and you know what? Another big takeaway from that too is that there's, me, I combine the eye test with heavy analytics. But at the end of the day, I mean, I have no issue with saying LeBron's the second best player of all time. Yeah. I mean, that to me, my top 3 is locked. It's MJ, LeBron, and it's Kareem, right? But a lot of players, people that have played the game, they will say the eye test, the going up against Kobe makes a big difference. And I always respect that when I hear from the athletes themselves.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, it was cool too. Just him saying that he's been around a lot of ex-NBA players, and a lot of them say Kobe and Jordan. Yeah. I just think the preparation you had to take to play a game against Kobe, and the way he prepared to go against you is a lot different than what Bron does, for sure.
We were robbed of that matchup.
We were
robbed of that matchup. I mean, they were
times.
Close enough to their primes that it would have settled debates. I think LeBron was always going to have the longevity stats, but I mean, if Kobe beats him head to head, that would have gone a long way.
That would have been amazing. The NBA wanted
to beat Rashard Lewis.
No, facts. We'll save
that
for the Lakers show.
Yeah, we will. Absolutely. But guys, let's hit those. Someone says Allen Iverson all day. So let's get your comments down below. We got some more takes to get into from last week. But yeah, it's a jam-packed show. Thanks again to Jerry Harrison Jr. Also, check out the gear, guys. I don't know if you guys are into politics, because I'm not, but I think it's a fire shirt. Ohtani bets. Doesn't mean if you're left. or right. One bats from the left, one bats from the right. Ohtani Bets 2024. And if you want to buy one of these Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts shirts that we're wearing today, make sure to click the link in our bio and use code DN2024 for 10% off your final order from our friends over at Baseball Dugout LLC. 2024 is the year of Mookie and Ohtani, and you definitely want to make sure you are representing during their first season together. Also, make sure to check out their brand new baseball stitch shoes, which are now at a discounted price. These are fire, man. I love these. We know shoes are pricey and too similar these days, but these kicks are necessary for the biggest of baseball fans. Also, want to check out, what do you guys think about, it's funny, we had Jerry Harrison Jr. on, a Yankee, and you know the rule for being a Yankee, no facial hair, right?
X.
And I'm wondering, did Tony Taters sign with the New York Yankees with that facial hair? What is going on? Let me know. What are you guys' thoughts on Tony Taters? The decision, I mean, for me, I'm not shaving until Ohtani gets 50-50. I was hoping, right? Tony, what went in the decision, man? Are you going to play with the Yankees?
See, I got to be honest. I had a first date on Saturday. And I just had to clean up for the young lass. So
What was her full name and Instagram?
not going to say that.
Give a shout out.
Shout out Melissa. That's all I'm going to
Whoa, relax on personal stuff here. Okay. Also, we got to take some victory laps here. So I had the Dodgers taking 2 out of 3. I was hoping for a sweep. They did take 2 out of 3. And Friday, Shohei Ohtani hit the home run, goes 40-40, walk-off fashion, and so did the newest employee, Serena. Serena, you got to take your victory lap right here. Serena, look, you called the home run, but the fact that he did in that fashion, as you point out, it was extra epic, right? For sure. There you go. I like that. Get a t-shirt for that, man. I like that.
We gotta get her a mic. We'll get her a mic soon. So she can be queued up too.
Absolutely. And it was an incredible night for the Dodgers. And let's read some comments here. D-Mac, did Tony Taters lose a bet? That's from Big Joe. We got, anyways, Kobe Bryant was great, but Michael Jordan was amazing, from Colossal Jaguar. Congrats on the date. I'm going to give you a fire take right there for Jason Diamond. Way better footwork than, okay, so we got a little basketball debate. I respect that. We got Edwin. Marcelo Zuna will win the NL MVP, and Chris Sales will win the Cy Young Award. Edwin, I hope that you're not throwing out betting odds, man, because that definitely is not going to age well. We got, did anyone ask if Jay Hare likes tortas? We did not ask him that question. I'm sure. I mean, a good torta is delicious. I don't care where it comes from. I love tortas, always will. I had one this weekend. It was amazing. It was incredible. I got it from some place by my house in Hollywood. Yeah, it's actually a truck.
Like a torta spot, honestly.
Yeah.
We get some free tortas on the show.
No, I got to get like a Torta Mac. People call me Torta Mac _LA, Shohei Tortani, as you said.
forever, dude.
For sure. Tortani forever. But just kind of rewinding, guys, and kind of talking about that special night, because I was at the game and didn't do a post-game show because it was so crazy out there. And I think the first thing that struck me was there's something special about this guy where he steals the base first. Most times when you see someone accomplish that milestone, they want the base. They're going to get it. They're pointing at things. Shohei didn't even care about the base. Someone else came and took it. They took it away. Probably going to Cooperstown, getting it authenticated. But then for him to not only win that game, but in grand slam walk-off fashion, the way he did, and become the first Dodger in franchise history to hit 40 home runs and steal 40 bases in a season, and do it in the fastest amount of time. I mean, that's what really blows your mind, is the fact that he did this in the Dodgers' 129th game of the season. Before that, the fastest was Alfonso Soriano. He did it for the Nationals in 2006, and that was 148 games. So 148 games to 129 games. But I asked Shohei after the game, does he think he can hit 50-50? And does he want to accomplish that? And here's what Shohei told me. So, yeah. All right, so we'll get to that in a minute here. We'll cut to that a little later. But yeah, definitely, he told me that, look, it's all about winning for him. He said that the closer he gets to 50, the better it'll be for him, because that means that it'll help the team win. So I personally think that it's not in front of mind for him. If it happens, it happens. And if it does, it'll be good for the Dodgers. But I also think that for him, it's more important to just help this team win any way he can. So we got worth every penny. Yet another off day from BC. We got Los Angeles Wordy. Love you, Dodgers Nation. Best channel on YouTube. And glad to spend my 24th with my fellow Dodgers fans. So 24, yesterday was Kobe Day. Gonna give you a comment of the show. By the way, we're giving away the Shohei Ohtani authentic jersey tomorrow. So definitely comment Ohtani so you have a chance to win. So let's get into some more quick topics before we head out of here. And one that I found very interesting over the weekend was Dave Roberts talking about a potential return for Tony Gonsolin. Dave said, it seems the door might not be completely closed on Tony Gonsolin's 2024. I think there is definitely enough time to come back as a starter. That is what Tony Gonsolin told Doug Padilla of the Southern California News Group. We'll see where we're at. The main thing is just feeling healthy. So we thought Tony Gonsolin was going to be done for the year. We thought that Tony Gonsolin wouldn't be back on the mound until 2025, but Dave Roberts said that there is a possibility that he could help this team in a bullpen capacity and that the stuff looks good right now. So, wow, that definitely is a very interesting development, because you're not hoping that Tony Gonsolin can come back and start games for you unless you suffer a lot of injuries. But the fact that they haven't ruled him out this season, and it feels like there's probably a higher likelihood that he comes back than Walker Buehler from last year, it definitely is good for the Dodgers depth. Do you guys want to see Tony Gonsolin back? I mean, I think for me, it depends on how the stuff is looking, how the velocity is looking. It really is going to depend on how the rotation stacks up, because this bullpen, if everyone's healthy, they really should figure itself out. And you're not going to see a lot of starters in there. And we'll see how Walker Buehler performs tomorrow, or on Wednesday. They actually moved Flaherty's start up, and Flaherty's starting Tuesday and Buehler starting Wednesday. So depending on that, really the only path to Buehler's spot on this postseason roster would be out of the bullpen, potentially as a short burst guy. But Tony Gonsolin, if the stuff is better, could he be a short burst type of guy as well? So I think that is a really interesting development. And then Brusdar Graterol also is on the mend as well. Dave Roberts said yesterday that Brusdar is expected to begin a rehab assignment next week. This comes from Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic. So that is another major boost for this Dodgers pen potentially. We thought his season was over. We thought he was done. It looks like he could be back. Wow, Whack'em Sticks. This show is presented by Whack'em Sticks, a $200 super chat. Man, you are killing it, man. Appreciate you. Should buy, give you a home run, give you a fire take, give you a bruh, give you a you win. Appreciate you so much, Whack'em Sticks. He says, Ohtani is going to go 50-50 and win the MVP as a DH in his first year with the Dodgers. Everything that he does breaks my mind. The craziest thing is that this is only his first year of a 10-year contract. It's great time to be a Dodger fan. Yeah, first of all, it's a fantastic take in. $200 million. Man, that's going right towards the Extend Teo Fund. And couldn't thank you enough, man. This show is presented by Whack'em Sticks. Ding. But honestly, absolutely. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was, talking to my mom after the game yesterday that, Shohei Ohtani in his prime is batting leadoff with Mookie Betts in his prime batting right behind him with Hall of Famer, best hitter of his generation level player in Freddie Freeman. That's your 1, 2, 3. When you hear people talking about what it was like to watch Babe Ruth and Willie Mays and Michael Jordan, I mean, if you go back into a time machine and watch some of these great athletes of all time, that's what we're experiencing in real time with Shohei Ohtani. We are witnessing greatness in real time. And once this is over, I don't see how the Dodgers could top this as far as star power. Now, they still have to win multiple World Series, right? For this to be a success, you have to win the game's ultimate prize. But as far as intrigue, storylines, as far as star power, it's tough to imagine the Dodgers ever having a player that is a bigger star than Shohei Ohtani. So I know everyone always focuses on the postseasons. Everyone always focuses on what they do in October, but savor this. Enjoy this run. Enjoy every single game that you get to see greatness. And you never know when it's going to be. Yesterday, Shohei Ohtani gets hit by a pitch from Lovelady And just going inside. By the way, Shohei, I need the wrist guard on both. Okay. He's pretty much the only thing that he's not have guarded at this point. So Shohei, he takes first on HBP. And then what happens? Mookie Betts goes yard, a generational player, a future Hall of Famer. So there's no shortage of superstars on this team. And the fact that we get to experience this in real time, you're going to tell your grandkids about this. You're going to tell everyone that you saw Shohei Ohtani at the peak of his powers in Dodger blue. As good as he was with the Angels, at least as a hitter, this is the best version of Shohei Ohtani. Can you imagine that? And yes, we still have to see if he can come back and pitch at an elite level. And it kind of makes you forget that he is a top 5 starting pitcher with how great he's performed at the plate this season. But when I hear the Aaron Judges and the Juan Sotos and the comparisons to those guys, yeah, like I told Jerry Harrison Jr., Aaron Judge takes a backseat to no one. When it comes to just offensive production, Aaron Judge is the best in the game. But does Aaron Judge pitch? Is Aaron Judge as influential globally as Shohei Ohtani? Does an entire country embrace Aaron Judge like Shohei Ohtani is embraced by Japan? The answer is no. And I love Aaron Judge, but this version of Shohei, even with a second half little swoon, is on his way to having his best season as a baseball player. And then next year, we'll get to see him pitch. So it's really, really special stuff. And then another big takeaway, Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller, it's kind of like, hey, the star's in there somewhere. And for everyone that wants to get rid of Walker Buehler and just anytime these guys have a rough start, just forget these guys, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Well, it takes one start to say, oh man, it's kind of like Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader. It's like Anakin's still in there. The good guy's still in there, right? Bobby Miller, the dog, is still in there. And he had 3 runs, went 6 innings, 18 swings and misses, a season high 9 strikeouts. And he looks like he could potentially be in this bullpen. He could potentially start a game. And I really love what I saw out of Bobby Miller. I really, really did. The command of that curveball, the swing and miss, the fastball location. I mean, guys, they're going to play the best players. There is a competition within the Dodgers. And I think that with Bobby Miller, pitches like that again and again and builds on that, I would not rule him being out of this postseason mix. Now, I talked to Bobby Miller after the game, asked him about his start and if that was the best he's felt all season, how he's able to generate that swing and miss. And here's what Bobby Miller told me.
And Bobby, 9 strikeouts, 18 swings and misses. What do you think has been the biggest difference as far as just generating the swings and misses tonight?
Just throwing more strikes more swing and misses will come. So, the previous start, obviously, like there wasn't a lot of walks, but, falling behind 2-0, 3-1 is just as bad. Just getting strike one, getting 0-1, getting 0-2 quickly, and I did that a lot tonight, and even fell behind a couple guys, but I was able to get back in the count on executing some pitches, down and away fastballs. That really opened up a lot of stuff for me tonight.
And would you say tonight's the closest you felt to your first start of the season last year?
Yeah, 100%. That was the best my curveballs felt in a very long time. I was able to rip it out there and throw it as hard as I could, and instead of just guiding that pitch in there, I had full trust in every single one of my pitches tonight, and yeah, just can't settle on that. Got to keep moving forward. Finish this year strong.
There he goes, Bobby Miller. I mean, he had the swagger back, man. I think he got a swagger back. And by the way, he was wearing the I was gonna tell you, he's wearing the Travis Scott black low top ones with the reverse swoosh.
That's the way to go.
You like those, Serena? Yeah, those are pretty fire. Yeah, he was wearing those.
Travis and Jordan don't miss together.
I looked up after the game. I was like, I might cop me a pair. It's like 1,000. I was like, maybe I won't cop me a pair of those.
A couple more super chats.
I'm gonna get the baseball shoes instead.
Get the baseball shoes.
Those are
baseball sticks.
They're cool. Yeah. What was that?
You should get a couple. If Wacom Sticks hooks us up with a couple more super chats,
I get a pair easy.
Your Travis Scott
Travis
ones.
Scott ones. Yeah, those are fire. But we got Ken Warm, D-Mac. Do you think Muncy will be back next season? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at his contract status, he's going to be back. I mean, Max Muncy really signed a team-friendly deal with the Dodgers. I mean, really could go down as one of the better value deals in the sport if he stays healthy. That's the biggest key. But he is under contract next season for $14.5 million, and then he has a club option for $10 million in 2026. So he signed a 2-year, $24 million contract with a $5 million signing bonus last off season. So yeah, I think they still like Max Muncy. If he continues to show he can play third base, there's no doubt about it. Max Muncy will be back on this team. This team really loves Max Muncy, and he's been on a tear since he's returned. Max Muncy, he is the glue to this Dodgers offense. I just can't imagine he stays at 7, but I think he's going to move up in the order. But Max Muncy has been incredible since he's been back. Since his return from the IL, 16 at-bats, 5 hits, a 1351 OPS, hitting .313, 2 home runs, and 3 doubles. But we got the funky Muncy from Jason Diamond, IB stroking, spitting facts out there. Appreciate that, Mr. Classic Flaherty should be able to beat Cole Irvin. Ohtani 50-50 from Haas and Win. We got Kevin. No one gonna pay Muncy what we pay him. Taylor D-Mac, what about Bobby becomes our closer? What? Hey, that's a fire take. I like ideas here. But I think Mr. Kopech, even though he didn't have his best stuff the other night, could definitely be that guy. Evan Phillips has pitched better, even though he gave that home run. But Bobby Miller is interesting. I mean, if the command improves, he could be a weapon, a short burst weapon for sure. Nando. D-Mac, give Bobby Miller some super chat funds for a better barber. Okay, come on now. Bruh. I think his hair is nice.
They're saying barber's probably an Edgar. That's crazy.
What does that mean?
Edgar's kind of like a buzzkill, but you like coming forward down.
Hey, Bob, if you're watching, I like the hair. Come on the show.
I like the hair too. Yeah, I like his hair.
Yeah, the fire hair. We got Vesia looking good too. We got Ventura team looking like it should since Muncy's return. Absolutely. We got Joe S. Let's just hope we perform in October. That's what all that matters, guys. Carlos Perez, as a Dodgers fan, would love to see Kershaw pitch and win another World Series game and ring. He was getting me really hype when he was talking about Kersh in the parade. Like he gets you hype. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he knows Kersh, man. And Kersh does just want to win. But I also think too, he doesn't want a Tracy McGrady type ring. You know, he wants to contribute in some capacity, and he's angling towards that. We got Carlos Perez, as a Dodgers fan, would love to see Kershaw pitch and win another World Series game and ring, get his 3K in Dodger blue and call it a career. Yeah, this is the path. This is the Clayton Kershaw. Finish the season strong, stay healthy, sub-3 ERA in the postseason. Maybe you put him in a good spot where the Dodgers are up 2-0 in a series, and he's your game 3 starter maybe, and then you have a short leash on him, and then everything goes well. You win that game, and then if you lose, then maybe you have a Jack Flaherty for game 4. He kind of helped him out from that standpoint. Comes back next year, gets to 3,000, gets that World Series ring on opening day. That's a storybook ending for a first ballot Hall of Fame career. We got Albert Montgomery. They shouldn't have DFA Jason H. I would rather see Chris T to go. And we talked all about this for sure, but bottom line, he just wasn't going to get a lot of opportunities. Keith Potter, Jerry Harrison is my spirit animal. Gonna give you a fire take for that one. Alex Renteria, Shohei is the greatest athlete in Asian history. He's huge there, and now he's gaining the greatest athlete in the West. A combination of winning with a historic franchise, more views, and his talent. Yeah, big key is, we talk about my 5 stages of a ball player. He's already firmly in legacy stage, and that's when you got the individual stuff, but it's about adding those championship rings. But at the same token, like Bonds doesn't have a ring. Griffey doesn't have a ring. I mean, it's not the same in baseball as far as your individual greatness and your team accomplishments. But if you want to be included in the GOAT talk, absolutely have to get a commissioner's trophy. So before we're going to send a lot of the stuff tomorrow. We got a jam-packed show. We're going to talk about Yamamoto, more lineup stuff, more Dodgers news. We're going to end the show on the high 5, the top 5 plays from last week in Dodger baseball. So coming in at number 5, we got Miguel Rojas. The defense has been spectacular. The bat has been there. And my favorite thing, too, is after he hit this home run, Shohei Ohtani was going to the plate, and the whole crowd was chanting, MVP, MVP. And Rojas jokingly goes up to the top step and looks into the crowd as if he's getting a curtain call. So I love seeing that. So let's play that one. Miguel Rojas.
Bouncing ball, diving pick, there's no way, and they're going to get low. Miguel Rojas, incredible.
A couple of things. The physical ability to get there, exceptional. The headiness and wherewithal, the intelligence to know where he has a play. There's nothing in it for.
The defense is incredible. The instincts, the throw, just how easy he makes it look. But it's the fact that he continues to hit. Miguel Rojas just continues to have success at the plate. And if you can hit like that and play defense like that, you're going to get a lot of playing time. The month of August, Miguel Rojas, everyone thought, oh, he plays shortstop. It's going to be so demanding. The offensive numbers are going to slide. The month of August, he's gone 16 for 45, hitting 356 with an 850 on base percentage. Unfortunately, that hit streak ended, but start a new one. And yeah, he's been fantastic. I mean, he's just been great, and he's going to continue to be great. And then coming at number 4, more defense, Tommy Edman. This is up there for best defensive plays of the year. Here's Tommy Edman making a great play in the 5th inning the other night against the Mariners.
They started out playing the game together before Randy decided to give baseball a shot. Speaking of shot, that's one that's stopped by Tommy Edman. What a play! Oh, Tommy Edman introducing himself to Dodger fans with a sparkling play at short.
What a great.
So great play defensively from Tommy Edman. He can also play above average center field. He won a Gold Glove at second base. Offensively, the numbers haven't been great so far. He's 5 for 22 in 6 games, hitting 227 with a 534 OPS, 1 extra base hit. Does have a stolen base as well. But the beauty of all this, between Rojas and Edman, the Dodgers don't have to worry about the shortstop position anymore. And one thing that Mookie Betts said was he was losing sleep at night thinking about playing shortstop and being in an unfamiliar situation in a postseason game at shortstop. That was heading for a disastrous moment potentially that Mookie didn't deserve, that doesn't help the team win. And now the Dodgers do not have to worry about defense at the most important defensive position that's not the catcher. The most valuable position is the shortstop spot, outside of the catcher spot. And they have 2 guys that can play that position at an elite level in Tommy Edman and Miguel Rojas. So just have to stay healthy, and you just want to continue to produce at the plate if you're Rojas, and if you're Edman, just get respectable. You need to see him find his swing. And then coming in at number 3 yesterday, Mookie Betts, a best blast 2-run shot that put the Dodgers on top in the bottom of the 8th in the game they would ultimately win.
Go ahead, run at the first as Betts launches a fly ball to left center field. It is gone! And the Dodgers have taken the lead on a Mookie Betts bomb. Man, what a roller coaster of emotions over like a 60-second stretch. Ohtani gets...
So Mookie Betts, and I love how Joe Davis pointed that out. I mean, he just said exactly how Dodgers fans are feeling. We're all dreading the possibility of a injury for Shohei, and we had PTSD because of what happened to Mookie Betts. And Mookie Betts, the guy at the plate, and he goes up there and he hits a bomb. And Mookie, since returning from the IL, he's hitting 275 with a 321 on base, 529 slugging percentage. He's hit 3 home runs. He's had 4 doubles and 11 RBIs. Now, before that at bat in his previous 30 had been hitting 167. So mired in a little mini slump there, but good to see him feel that moment, hit that home run. He said after the game that he knew it was going to be a double, but it left the yard. So how about that? A Betts blast. And then this next one coming in at number 2, the second best play of the week for the Dodgers. A little emotional. Almost feel like you could overlay the Titanic Celine Dion song, My Heart Will Go On, over the Shohei, but it's kind of one of those things where you look back in the celebration and the fact that that's his last hit in Dodger blue. Here's Jason Hayward's home run against the Mariners.
Faced Munoz once and took him deep. Drills the ball down the line towards the corner. It's gone! Pitch hit home run. Jason Hayward. Dodgers take the lead in the 8th.
So if you did listen to on my interview with Jerry Harrison earlier in the show, he did mention that Jason Hayward, he's heard that he had picked up with another team. And I don't know about you guys, unless you guys have different social media platforms that have this information that I don't have, and I have all of them. I haven't seen anywhere where that's a thing. So I don't know if that's something or what, but he is definitely getting an opportunity. He can still get hit against right-handed pitching, and I don't think he wants his career to end. I think the Braves make a ton of sense. So we'll find out. But, hey, if that was the end of his career, he'd be the 3rd player in big league history to hit a 3-run home run in his first at-bat of his career with the Braves and in his last at bat with the Dodgers, but I think he's got some more baseball left in him. And then coming in at number 1, Gavin Lux. No, I'm just playing. Coming in at number 1, Shohei Ohtani's walk-off grand slam, the 7th walk-off of the year for the Dodgers. Really the moment of the year for the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani show off in grand style. Grand slam becomes the first 40-40 man in Dodgers franchise history.
Here tonight. Fly ball, right center field. Series going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. 40-40. Walk-off grand slam. No way. What a moment. History. The 6th member of the 40-40 club makes the most dramatic entry into the club you could imagine.
By the way, we're going to breakdown of that moment. And Jose Siri, you are the biggest hater. You are the biggest hater. Throwing that ball in the stands. Hey, Siri, screw over Ohtani and the fan, right? Because then it made it hard for them to authenticate it. We're still getting news on the authentication. Siri said he just got walked off, so he wasn't thinking. Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. He should have kept that ball and sold it himself. He would have probably made more money off that ball than his entire big league career.
Facts.
That's what I would have done if I'm Siri. But let's end the show here with this. What would you guys have done with that ball? What would you guys have done with that ball? Would you have authenticated, left the stadium and sold it? Would you offer it to Ohtani for bats and balls and autographs, pictures? We'll go to you, Tony Taters, first. What would you do with that?
Oh, definitely would have authenticated.
Probably a bathroom.
Go to
Ready for that.
For real? No,
Porta potty.
Damn. No, yeah, definitely get it authenticated. Probably get a Dodger dog on the way out, and then just talk to Ohtani's people and hopefully get to meet him. Obviously, just like our friend Sugar. But yeah. So definitely.
So you would do what you would sell? You put on the auction block?
I would trade it to him with some stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Or just meet him. Actually, honestly, I would do it to meet Clayton Kershaw instead.
Oh my God, fanboy! I respect that. I respect that answer. How about you, Noel?
I'll probably trade it in. I would try to get some season tickets, get a nice picture with Shohei.
Okay, wait, let me just, before I ask you guys this, you guys do realize Aaron Judge's 62nd home run sold for $1.5 million.
But they allowed him to keep it. Like he got it authenticated and then he got the ball back.
The fan.
So you have the choice to keep it if you want.
Well, the fan. For me, it's like if that ball's in your possession.
I thought there's gonna be a sniper on me from the top. You know.
I mean, I'm gonna try to. I don't want to report false information.
When you bring in millions of dollars, that changes everything. But I don't know. I feel like Shohei holding decoy, saying, "Please give me my ball." I feel like I couldn't say no, and I would just give it to him. You know.
Yeah. No, I respect that. Nice, I respect that. How about you, Serena? You're gonna sell it. You gotta think about number 1, right? Pay off that student loan debt. Pay off everything. Buy a house. 1.5 million. That's only like 3 Micheladas and 2 Dodger dogs anyway. Someone
said I'll give him my wife for an Ohtani ball.
I'll give my wife for Ohtani ball. I'll give a bruh for that one. You know what I'm trading for, right? A 10-part interview series. Me and Shohei Ohtani. 1 hour each, and then a bonus episode just me and Decoy. No money. You don't have to give me a dime.
Like Ben Verlander back in the day, right? He had that 1 hour.
Verlander, but we're gonna get into it, man. He's got to give me the exclusive interview for like a year.
That's fair.
And then boom, there you go. No, I don't want anything else. I don't want a jersey. I don't want a bat. I don't want a ball. I just want me and Shohei hanging out, interviewing him, and look, really just giving the world deeper insight into the best player on the planet. But here we go. Do says Siri is a clown. Yeah, Siri, please screw over the fan in Ohtani. Smash that like button. Appreciate that, Diane Schroeder. As always, the fairy godmother of the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. We got lifetime Dodgers tickets for Max Montaz. I think you go the lifetime route. If you're going to look for the actual items, all those, the jersey, the bat, all that stuff is going to the Hall of Fame anyway. So it's not like you're going to get any of that stuff. But man, just a bat, game use, a ball, a picture. All that stuff would be fantastic. But if we're talking about things going in the millions, you see that Babe Ruth jersey sold for $24 million?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he didn't even call his shot. I'll do a whole episode about how that was BS. But we got to Alex Shohei is the greatest athlete in Asian history. We got Keith Potter. We got some more of those. Go Ohtani. Glad it's not a big injury. Yeah, all the x-rays were negative, so everything looks fine. But guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. Another special thanks to, Bob Nightingale says game used jockstrap for Ohtani. Bruh. There. Come on, Bob Nightingale. You're a friend of the show. You've been on the show multiple times. Come on now. Jonathan, actually, let's read something. Jonathan, I like Ohtani too much to keep it, but man, it would be hard to give back. For sure. But that's gonna do it, guys. Appreciate you rocking with us here on Dodgers Dugout Live. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel, #1 show. Special thanks to our friend Jerry Hairston Jr. Go follow him on all of his social media as well. And also comment Go Ohtani down below. Tomorrow we are going to do the jersey giveaway. Craig Osterberg said he'd donate to the Baseball Hall of Fame. We're gonna do the jersey giveaway. Find out if you won the authentic road gray Dodgers jersey. And remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue.